Hello, my name is Richard Bolson. I run an investor club called Family Office Club. I'm a relative expert on hosting conferences, especially investment conferences, and running an investor community. And we get asked every hour of the day, how do people figure out which investment conferences and communities, which founder associations and clubs are worth being part of? And so just like you'd conduct due diligence on a investment or a company you may invest in, private equity fund, real estate fund, I wanted to provide these strategies on conducting due diligence on an investor club or an investment conference you may attend. There's tricks of the trade that you just don't know to ask about or look into if you're not from the space. So let's start with some very basics. First of all, a lot of people who run investment clubs or platforms or conferences don't really have a full team, a formal team, or really a professional business. They run one event per year and have some volunteers, and you can't really see who's on their team when you look at their website and look at their organization because they don't really have much of a team. It's a 1 or 2 or 3 person organization. The quality of the event may not be very consistent if that is the case. So ask who's on the team, look at who's on the team, ask how big their team is. That'd be the very first thing I would do. Next thing is that a lot of people use a trick in this industry where they say, these are all the past investors we've had at our events. And maybe 19 years ago, they had Tony Robbins at one of their events. And so on their event page, they'll show all of the past speakers. But then you ask about the event coming up, and there will be 12 speakers on stage or 3 speakers on stage. And they're showing you all the past speakers because the number of speakers at the actual event you're going to attend are not amazing. And sometimes they're transparent about that, and sometimes they basically try to get you excited about all their past speakers, even though the current event may not have that many exciting speakers. So make sure to keep an eye out for that. The other thing is look at the speakers who are at the event and think to yourself, is this person going on stage to sell me something? Or is this an amazing speaker I'm going to learn a lot from? Is this a peer founder or investor or someone I could partner with and do business with? Or is this someone selling a service? What I got frustrated with while speaking at over 200 events in 17 different countries before starting to host our own events, which we've done about 300 of now, is that a lot of the companies would put people on stage who are just service providers selling something. There were not many actual investors or family offices or publicly traded companies or people that could do joint ventures with or co-GP deals with on stage. And so it was not super valuable. We also found, and I still find, that a lot of events don't have too many speakers on stage per day. And if that's somebody's format and they're more workshop style, mastermind style, that's great. Those types of events can be very powerful. But if you're looking at investment conferences to attend, these would be major investment events with several hundred people there in the room, I really look at the number of speakers that will be there over the whole event. Because here's what happens usually. They'll have 45 speakers over a 3 or 4 day event, or even 70 speakers over a 3 to 4 day event, but they'll have 3 different streams going on to the conference. And let's say that you are good at paying attention, you're not too ADHD like most founders are, and you actually sit there and listen to 80% of the content. And there are supposed to be 75 speakers. Okay, so maybe get to see 55 of the 75 speakers. But here's the thing, a lot of investment conferences, they have 2 to 4 streams going on during the event. And that's marketed as a good thing. Sometimes it can be. But when there's 3 different streams going on, then that means out of 55 speakers, there's 2 other pieces of content you're completely missing. You have no idea what they're said. You have no idea if you could be working with them as well. So out of those 55 speakers, even if you're sitting there listening attentively, like a good student investment conference attendee, you're missing most of the content. So out of those 55 speakers, you'll at most maybe see 25 speakers on stage. And a lot of them, again, are service providers and sponsors. So it's important to keep that in mind. Are there multiple streams? Are there one stream? Are the people on stage actually investors and powerful people to connect with? Or are they service providers and people selling things? Who's on the team? Who's made up of the team? And then the final thing I'd really dig into is the track record of the company, how many events they have hosted for how many years. You learn a lot after doing something hundreds of times. And also look into the thought leadership and the track record of the thought leadership of the founder and the team. If someone is hosting a great event or running an organization, how do you de-risk your time? It doesn't matter what they're charging. You're really investing your time in being there. That's the most expensive thing for any successful founder, right? And so what are their values? Are they aligned with your values? How do you tell that? Can you see other content they've released? Can you look at a book that they've written, their blog posts? Go look at their YouTube channel. We have over 1,000 YouTube videos for you to check out. Watch 5 random videos and see if the things that we talk about are actually valuable, make you lean forward, make you want to learn more, or does it sound like something that's boring, something you've heard 900 times before, right? So look into the thought leadership. If you can't find any book that they've written, any YouTube video they've released, or any examples of their content online, and you don't get tens of thousands of dollars of value from thought leadership, then if that's hard to do, then that might tell you something about the organization maybe not being the best use of your time. The reality is we're all very busy. Most of us, if you're an eye doctor and you've been an eye doctor for 17 years, you could probably help other people vet eye doctors and say, ask these 5 things, look for these 7 things. That's essentially what I'm doing here, is because I've ran our investor club, the family office club, for 17 years now. We've hosted 300 events. I go to every single event. I've never missed a single one. I script every single discussion panel for all 16 discussion panels at our large investor summits. I go to every mastermind and help teach the mastermind. And I don't want to get bored at our own events. And so after doing this 300 times, we keep it dynamic, fast moving, maximize number of investors on stage, powerful partners on stage. And if someone doesn't fit the values of what my family stands for, which partially is going out of your way to help people who are good and just be a good human being with high integrity, with the long term in mind, with being respectful of other people and kind and polite and professional, then they're not coming back to our event and they won't be speaking again at our event. And that's how you build a true community. At the Family Office Club, we are a community where we don't sell a conference ticket. It's really about being part of a fun, exciting community of peer founders and investors. So I hope you'll check us out and come to one of our events and compare it to other events and communities you've been part of. To learn more, go to familyoffices.com, or you can text me or WhatsApp me directly. My number is 305-333-1155. Thank you.